GT Plan for Tomorrow is a simulation that reflects GT Engineering Undergraduates' life of their last semester at Georgia Tech. From this launching page, players can either choose Play Now or go to the About section to receive some tips on how to accomplish different endings. The third section provides some basic rules of this game. Players need to arrange main characters' monthly schedule to change their study, social/career, and energy/health scores, and 7 possible endings will show up at the end accordingly based on their different arrangement. Let's play the game now. This is the basic layout of the game, and players can click on either of the characters they want to be to start the game. The message section will show that this is Steve's first month of his last semester at Georgia Tech and asks players to arrange his schedule accordingly. On the right side, we can see that there is a list of 9 activities for players to choose from, and they can only choose 7 per month. Not only do I want Steve to graduate, but also I want him to find a possible full-time job after his graduation. Therefore, from the tip section, I know that it requires good social skills, good study score, and enough time to finish the capstone design. So, from the list, I figured that restaurant, send out resumes, and go to party with friends may help Steve to gain social skills. I chose go to lab capstone, send out resumes, and send out resumes again to improve the possibility for him to find a job. However, I noticed that there is a warning showing up in the message section to remind me that Steve needs to gain energy to further his studies. So I arranged go to bed for him to gain energy, and I noticed that these 4 activities have changed his initial score for all the 3 variables. Since Steve has some energy now, I would like him to do some homework and go to restaurants to be a waiter. I made activities for a restaurant twice for this month. Since 0 activities left now, I click to go to next month. I made some similar arrangement for him for the other 4 months, and during the 3rd month, there is a new message showed up saying that the spring break is coming, and the game asks me how do I want to arrange his spring break. I particularly arranged some party with friends for that month, and when I click go to next month, the system told me that Steve was so popular, and he was invited by his friends to spend the spring break with them in the Panama City. If Steve doesn't have high enough social skills, the game will tell the players that Steve spent his break all alone and he doesn't have many friends. After I arrange his last month's activities, I click Submit Applications for Graduation and wait for the endings I made. I also noticed that the system will remind players in the last month to make sure they arrange enough study time and do enough times of capstone for Steve to make sure he can graduate on time. Hooray! Based on my 5 months arrangement, Steve not only graduated from Georgia Tech, but also got accepted by a Fortune 500 as a white-collar newbie. Other possible endings include research at Georgia Tech, restaurant manager, graduate student, sick and quit school, just graduate without any future plans, or the application for graduation is denied and Steve becomes a 5th-year undergrad student. These endings are waiting for players to explore.